in high definition. Your breaking news and weather authority. This is WITN News at 6.
Snow, ice, and rain are all in the forecast, making for another WITN Weather Authority Alert Day.
And we have video that is just into our newsroom. There is very light snow falling near Powellsville, just outside of Bertie County. Now, this is just a preview of what we could see over the next couple of days. Now, we do have team coverage of the winter weather threat, beginning with Chief Meteorologist Marvin Doherty looking at the watches and warnings in effect. Marvin.
Yeah, it's kind of a, something for everyone type of phenomenon here. A winter storm watch here to the north and west of the Greenville-Kinston area. We have winter weather advisories across the central areas of eastern Carolina. Winter storm warning in the southern areas, where the best potential, it looks like, for snow tomorrow in around Kinston, Kenansville, and New Bern area. Now, as far as the overall pattern here, our best chances for sleet and snow occur during tomorrow into early Wednesday, at least it looks like at this point. A couple of inches certainly possible, especially south of the Greenville-Washington area. 2 to 4, I would expect some areas could see that. Outside chance a little bit more than that. Overall, the early projections here, maybe 2 to 4 inches south of Greenville and Washington, maybe an inch or two just to the north of there around the Greenville-Washington area, maybe toward Plymouth, maybe Williamston, but the northern edges is going to cut off quickly, and some of the northern counties may not see much of anything at all. So one of those tricky situations, but indeed, we are going to get some snow in portions of the area. I'll have more on that coming up in just a bit, Lynette and Dave.
All right, thanks, Marvin. Well, this winter weather event would be the third time in as many weeks that New Bern and Craven County could be dealing with snow.
And the DOT has been working hard since this morning to stay on top of it. Alize Prosey is live in New Bern with that story. Alize.
Well, Dave and Lynette, we woke up on Friday to an unexpected winter wonderland here in Craven County, causing a lot of problems on the roadways, but this time we're ready. The brine trucks are at it again, pre-treating the roads for another Craven County snowfall.
This is unusual. This is our third, so we're getting our practice in. Our equipment's getting utilized probably as much as it ever has, which is good.
While the Department of Transportation is busy getting all that equipment loaded up and ready, the National Weather Service is hard at work predicting when the storm will hit, whether we'll be getting freezing rain, ice, or snow, and how much.
So we're definitely above average right now, and now we're expecting another winter storm event.
Meteorologist John Cole says the average snowfall along the coast is 1 to 2 inches a year and 2 to 3 inches inland. Many places in the east have already doubled that amount, and winter isn't over yet.
Definitely possible later in February as well. Even in March, we've had some snow events.
Believe it or not, some locals love it.
I'm enjoying it.
You are?
I'm fortunate I don't have to get out and work in it like some folks do. But it's been pretty to look at. Particularly the one we had last week, where it didn't last very long. It stuck on the leaves and the trees.
Others, not so much.
We've had enough by now, It's time for spring.
But until spring is here, the DOT will continue to keep the roads as safe as possible.
We're going to be here for the duration, until the roads are open.
Now, 40 DOT workers will work in 12-hour shifts. They started this morning, and they will continue until that snow is clear off the roads. Reporting live in New Bern, Alize Prosey, WITN News.
All right, thanks so much, Alize. Well, the Craven County DOT is trying to get 2 coats of brine on major roads and highways before the snow falls.
Switching focus now to Lenoir County, where the DOT crews had sprayers on the roads, pre-treating roads nearly 24 hours before the winter storm warnings went into effect. Brendan King spoke with DOT crews this afternoon and is live with that story. Brendan?
I don't know about you, Dave, but it feels like deja vu. I'm standing inside the Pitt County DOT once again. Crews in Lenoir County, however, they started early with 5 sprayers out on primary roads. Folks I spoke to in Kinston say they're not too tired of the white stuff just yet.
Some see it as a nuisance when it covers your windshield and the side of your car. Come tomorrow, you'll be happy that salt brine solution is once again on your roads.
It seems like deja vu for me.
It is. It's just the same thing happening all over again.
Some people hate it, others love it.
Because it's always so hot in North Carolina, and I just love it when we do get snow. We don't get it as much as I would like, so I just love it when it comes.
Crews are out early pre-treating primary roads like Highway 11 and high-volume secondary roads ahead of tomorrow's uncertain winter storm.
We don't know exactly what the weather's going to be. I think it's going to be a mix of a little bit of everything. This is just all we can do to prepare for it.
This is rock salt. It's a hot commodity during weather events like the one we'll see tomorrow. DOT tells me they have 500 tons of this stuff, and it won't even hit the ground until they start seeing snowflakes in the air. Harper says their plan worked so well for the last winter storm, they're not making any changes.
Go through the process. When you start changing a lot, you start making mistakes. You know, I think we did pretty good as a whole, and we're going to play the same game this time.
While Mother Nature is testing DOT crews across eastern Carolina, folks in Lenoir County still welcome any snow they can get.
Come and I want to see it go. You know, make a little bit of snow cream and have some fun with it, and bye-bye.
DOT says the same rules and advice we told you during the last winter storm still applies for tomorrow's weather event. Those brine sprayers and their follow trucks, just stay away from those completely. But when plows start hitting the road soon, do not pass them. Dave?
All right, thanks, Brendan. And Lenoir County DOT says they will have 6 sprayers working overnight, but will begin dropping rock salt once snow accumulation begins on the roads.
Well, you have been posting lots of comments about this latest winter weather threat. And on our Facebook page, Amanda Summers wrote, quote, "I personally love the snow, icy weather, but right now with a baby due any day, it's a little scary not wanting to drive an hour to the hospital in ice and snow. Know what I mean?" End quote.
And Terry Millwood Purdue said, quote, "I love it. Summer will be here soon enough and we will be complaining how hot it is." No doubt about that.
You're
That's
right.
what we do. You can weigh in on WITN.com and on our Facebook page as well. Of course, the big question in Greenville is whether there is enough salt for the roads.
Yeah, I talked to Greenville City Public Works about their plan of action this go around. No one can forget the amount of snow and ice left behind from the January 29th storm in Greenville.
I'm from New Hampshire, so I'm used to it. But here, the roads are a lot worse when it snows because, you know, you don't have the stuff that we do.
Greenville Public Works Director Kevin Mulligan believes removing the snow off the roads would have made the situation worse.
Greenville, for the most part, does a pretty good job, I think. I mean, you know, you're always going to have little slip-ups, but for the most part, they err on the side of caution.
The roads were like completely ice. They definitely need to do something else. I don't know if they don't salt the roads enough or anything.
Mulligan says the last storm didn't produce the results they expected.
A little bit of an atypical event, you know, more snow and ice than was predicted or projected. So with the equipment available to us and the quantities of salt and sand that we have, we were able to manage that storm. Once the temperatures started rising above the 15 to 20 degrees, we were able to manage and get the snow and ice off.
Greenville plows, which are also spreaders, are ready to hit the roads whenever the wintry weather begins, but they're prepared in other ways as well. From the last snow event here in Greenville, where the city had about 10 tons of salt, they now have 130 tons of salt ready to hit the roads.
We're confident our crews are ready. You know, our equipment is ready.
Which is the same for Pitt County DOT.
We've been working, 12-hour shifts during these events, so we are working some long hours, which are, necessary and needed. We're trying to clear the roadways.
And with 9 trucks on the road spraying salt brine, they hope they have enough.
We've had a very active winter weather event season this year, so yeah, we are definitely using some salt.
Yeah, lots of it. They normally have 600 tons on hand, but told me they had 200 this morning, but expecting more to come in. Now, I checked with the Department of Transportation, who says the state has spent more than $30 million statewide this year for salt materials, labor, and equipment.
Many stores are still trying to rebound from selling out of many items from the snow event from 2 weeks ago. We stopped by the Lowe's on East 10th Street in Greenville, which ironically enough is in the midst of preparing for spring. And they tell us that they have sold out of the traditional rock salt that's best for taking care of the snow. They do have several bags of salt pellets, which with some patience can be ground up to achieve a similar effect. The store says it's getting low on all-purpose sand for grip purposes, but does have play sand they say can achieve similar results. We're told it can take 2 weeks to process a store order, which has hampered efforts to restock fully from our last big snow.
When we do all the order in the beginning of the season, we kind of prepare for it, but something like this big, it's hard for Lowe's to keep the inventory in because something like this only happens ever so often.
As for some other winter items, this morning there were still a few boxes of pipe insulation, but no space heaters were available.
Things are just
Hot
fine.
items,
I
yeah.
know, really. And we have another round of snow and ice that could mean another round of school delays and cancellations. But with several makeup days already planned from previous storms, how are administrators preparing?
Plus, Billy has details about a conference honor for an ECU basketball player.